At 66, Robert Smith still looks and sounds like no one else in rock music. The smeared lipstick, the wild hair, the voice that can swing from a whisper to a haunting cry, it's all become part of his legend. But behind the Gothic image and decades of The Cure's success is a man who grew up absorbing music with quiet obsession. And now, after a lifetime of avoiding these kinds of lists, Robert Smith has finally revealed the 5 rock albums that shaped his sound, his style, and his soul. These aren't just his favorites. They're the records that made Robert Smith, Robert Smith. Tonight on Hollywood Spotlight, let's dive into the albums he says changed everything for him.
1. David Bowie, Low. Robert has never hidden how deeply Bowie affected him. But Low, that strange, emotional, atmospheric masterpiece, hit him in a way few albums ever did. He once said listening to Low felt like walking into someone else's dreams. The electronic textures, the isolation, the melancholy, it all helped shape the moody, echoing whirl that later became The Cure's signature sound. For Robert, Low wasn't just inspiring, it felt like permission to be different. 2. Pink Floyd's The Piper at the Gates of Dawn. This album came out when Robert was still young, but it blew his mind wide open. Syd Barrett's surreal lyrics, the strange soundscapes, the feeling of stepping into another universe, it all made Robert realize music didn't have to follow rules. He often credits this record for teaching him that rock could be imaginative, unpredictable, even whimsical. It helped plant the seeds of the dreaming psychedelic layers The Cure would later become known for. 3. Jimi Hendrix and Electric Ladyland. Robert has always admired guitarists who didn't just play, they created atmospheres. And in his eyes, no one did that better than Jimi Hendrix. Electric Ladyland fascinated him. The textures, the experimentation, the fearless creativity, everything about it felt like an explosion of possibilities. He once said that Hendrix didn't just play guitar, he painted with it. And that idea stayed with Robert throughout his career. 4. Nick Drake, 5 Leaves Left. This choice perfectly reflects Robert's softer, introspective side. Nick Drake's voice, gentle yet heartbreaking, spoke to him in a very personal way. The album's acoustic beauty and emotional weight shaped how Robert approached vulnerability in his own songwriting. Whenever he talks about 5 Leaves Left, he describes it as a quiet companion, an album that sits with you, understands you, and refuses to leave. 5. The Cure, Disintegration. Finally, Robert included one of his own, and for a reason that goes far deeper than ego. Disintegration wasn't written during an easy time in his life. He was turning 30, questioning everything, and feeling the pressure of fame in ways he could barely handle. But instead of collapsing, he poured all of it, the sadness, the beauty, the anxiety, into this album. Robert calls Disintegration the moment he finally understood who he was as an artist. It's the record that defined The Cure, and in many ways, defined him.
Please don't forget to subscribe and hit the bell icon.